Another day, another modern black woman embarrassing herself on social media. Sad. Just sad. Coming to paperback and e-readers, Isis Dark Incubus. The goddess next door gets enthralled in a romantic entanglement with an evil incubus in this all-new Isis series adventure. Pre-order your copy of Isis Dark Incubus at Amazon.com and other online booksellers everywhere. Better get the coleslaw, y'all, cause we're having us a barbecue. I don't know where to start with this video of this modern black woman. Now, in this video, this modern black woman decides to ask a group of men if they would eat her genitals or her anus, and gets shocked when she gets the response from one of them that her genitals smell like tilapia fish.
So my first question is, if you could do something with me tonight, would you eat my pussy or eat my ass first? You can come smell it if you need to.
Wow.
I like your tattoos, by the way.
Turn around. Somebody face nose in there though, like they gotta grab it, like you want to smell it.
Open it.
Y'all,
Where the microphone at?
Where the microphone?
you got a mic over there, right?
Just bring it here real quick.
Am I on the water bottle?
Okay,
Go ahead, baby.
let me let you know something.
Tell me something.
pH is off.
Okay.
It really don't smell good, baby.
Okay.
If I smell something, then it's a problem.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just letting you know.
Okay, so my question is, is it just like
It stings.
Is it fishy or is it like just like
been
sweat?
working.
Is it like what is
like
it?
some people just got a set?
All right, hold on. I'm gonna explain it to you. It smells like you've been outside all day.
Okay.
Like literally.
I can take that. Because if it's
wait,
fishy,
hold on.
it's two different
It has
things.
a- it has a-
It's two different
hold
things
on,
to that.
hold on. It has a hint of fish. It
Okay.
does. It's more like tilapia.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
You honest, so I like
I'm keeping
honesty.
it-
I
I'm
ain't
telling you
scared
the
to be
truth,
me.
like,
Period.
So you saying this could be just a mild case of
No, put it like
I've been
minor
outside.
fix, though.
No. Put
This
it
is
like
the
this.
answer,
I'm
bro.
not
This the
gonna
answer.
eat it. I'm not gonna.
Nothing.
She
No.
been like
Okay.
it's just been she been sitting here for a while.
That's not true.
not- that's
No.
not-
Now, I don't know where to start here with this extremely disturbing video. Now, in this disturbing video, we have a modern black woman who makes a proposal to a group of beta males, and I have to say that they are beta males to just sit there and listen to this woman's proposal, because any man of character would have not even been in that space to even hear such a just disgusting proposal from a deeply troubled woman. Now, this deeply troubled modern woman, she makes this proposal to these men that they could, if they had a choice of eating her vagina or eating her anus, which one would they choose? And that whole proposal being made really shows me that there's a real serious issue with this modern black woman in this video. Now, clearly, when I'm listening to this woman, she's really sounding a lot like the women I talk about in my book, The Woman Crisis. And this woman right here definitely is a woman in crisis to be making this type of promiscuous proposal to this group of males, because if this woman had any semblance of self-worth, self-esteem, or dignity, the intangibles of character, she wouldn't be on camera embarrassing herself like this. Now, when I look at this woman, she clearly shows me that definitely she doesn't have a father in her life, because a father wouldn't want his daughter out here embarrassing herself like this, because that would be a horrific reflection on him as related to him raising his daughter, because a man would want to have his daughter out here showing a respectable image, because that would reflect positively on him. So when I look at this woman, I definitely know she doesn't have a father in her life, and I would have to say that her mother also neglected her, because a mother wouldn't want her daughter out here reflecting on her like this, because making a question like this is what a sexually promiscuous woman does, and that would reflect negatively on a mother. Now, when I look at this young modern woman and she's making this proposal, it definitely makes me think that there's definitely some sort of issue with her as related to possible sexual abuse, because only a deeply traumatized woman who really doesn't understand the concept of intangibles of character would make a proposal like this. And the reason why she's making this proposal is because this woman doesn't understand the concepts of the intangibles of a woman's character. And the foundations of that of intangibles of character is understanding shame, because when you understand shame, you understand that if you participate in certain behaviors, they're going to reflect badly on you and they're going to be embarrassing. Unfortunately, with many of these modern feminist indoctrinated women, they really don't understand what the concept of shame is, because they don't have any understanding of what dignity means. Now, dignity means that you understand you have a sense of self-worth regarding yourself, and because you have a sense of self-worth regarding yourself, you're not going to go out here and do things that devalue you as a person. That's what happens when you understand what dignity is. Unfortunately, nobody taught this girl what shame is, so she doesn't understand what dignity is, and that's why she's sitting here in a room making this indecent proposal to a group of strangers, asking them if they would go and lick her vagina and lick her anus. I mean, the only reason why you would make this kind of indecent proposal is because you have no understanding of the concept of shame, no understanding of what dignity means, and that's what happens when you are not really taught by your mother about what it means to be a woman, to value yourself, because when you are taught to value yourself, you are not going to do things to sacrifice your dignity and your self-worth in order to get a little bit of attention on a platform like social media. And that's basically what this woman is doing. She's sacrificing her intangibles of character, such as her dignity and her self-worth, all to get a little bit of attention. And she doesn't understand that this is not the kind of attention that you want, because she hasn't been given good attention by her father. Because when a girl is given good, positive attention by her father, what she does is a sense of emotional security. And when she has a sense of emotional security, what she does is she understands that she has value, she has worth, and she's not going to sacrifice her dignity just to get attention from random strangers, because she's being validated by two men. One is her father, the other is the Most High God, and because she knows that she's loved, she's not going to do things that clearly show a complete hatred of self, like what this modern woman is doing right here. Because what this modern woman is doing right here is showing that she doesn't love herself, and all she wants to get is this attention from this group of dudes who don't really respect her as a woman, because any man who respected that woman would have stood up and checked that woman and let her know, look, you making this kind of proposal to us like this is disrespectful to us, because it's not, you don't respect us as men, and you don't respect yourself as a woman. That's what a man would have sat there and told her, and many men, after telling her that, would have walked out of that room, because they understood that what she's proposing is just an embarrassment to them and an embarrassment to themselves if they stay here and participate in it. Now, I know some of these dudes will say, oh, this is a skit, but this is not funny. Again, this is disrespect directed at you, black man, because this woman doesn't respect you as a man. She sees you as a just big walking, talking penis who can't control himself. And she pulls this stunt as a crap test to see what type of attention she can receive and what type of behavior she can get out of these dudes. And these dudes sitting up here, what they do is continue to go along, not seeing how they're basically being disrespected and thinking they got a shot at this woman if they can smell her crotch. And as they're smelling her crotch, I mean, this is embarrassing all around because, again, any man who respected himself would understand this woman coming to me up in public like this. This is showing me what type of woman this is, because if she'll come up to you in a group and ask you what you'll do to her, the whole thing is that she doesn't really like who she is, because any woman who loved herself, she's not going to be out here making this type of proposal in front of a group of men. No, she's going to understand that there's a time and a place to talk about intimate affairs. And when you talk about intimate affairs, you talk about them in private with your husband, but you don't talk about them with a group of random strangers, because if she's talking to a bunch of random strangers, then she's going to be talking to other guys, and that shows you she's been around the block about a cajillion times, because only a woman who's been around the block a cajillion times is going to go out here and be comfortable about standing up and talking to a group of dudes about doing sexual things to her. Only a woman who is just deeply disturbed, and again, I believe possibly been abused in the past, would be comfortable talking about things like this to a group of strangers. And only a deeply troubled woman is going to go out here and act like this. And the sad part is these guys basically see it as entertainment. But when I look at this situation, it's no joke, because it shows me how just depraved the modern woman is, because she hasn't been raised with any sort of discipline, any sort of character, any sort of structure. And when I look at this whole situation with this modern woman, it's a troubling one for me. It's a troubling one for me because here you have a grown woman who doesn't understand anything about boundaries as related to her body, doesn't understand anything as related to boundaries as related to her character, doesn't understand anything as related to respect of self. And that's the saddest part about watching this entire short video. Here we have a modern black woman, and sadly what she's doing is basically proving the point of many of the white supremacists out here who oftentimes say that black women are basically sexually promiscuous and can't really control themselves because they're insatiable about sex. And here we have a modern black woman basically proving that point of all of those racist and white supremacists, showing that she has absolutely no sense of dignity, no sense of shame, and is just out here embarrassing herself. And while some are laughing about the idea of her having this vagina that smells like fish, there's a reason for that, because this woman basically hasn't been taught anything, and because she hasn't been taught anything about having any sort of value of self, she doesn't have any understanding of how to care for her body and take care of her hygiene. And because she wasn't taught value by her mother and her father, she doesn't understand how to care for her body, and she doesn't understand how that part of caring for your body is valuing your body to the point where you're not going to allow your body to be in a state where people are just abusing it. Because again, abusing the body is all about this woman not understanding how to take care of herself, and taking care of yourself starts with a woman's mindset, because if her mind ain't right, everything else is gonna be wrong. And while a lot of people will talk about the fish smelling the vagina, I'm looking at the rot in her brain, and the rot in her brain is the reason why she's got a rotten smell overall. She's got the rotten smell because she's got a rotten frame of mind, and she's got a rotten frame of mind because, sadly, she didn't have a father there to nurture her and tell her that she is loved and is deserving of love, because only a woman who hates herself is going to go out here looking for attention from these other men and looking for attention from these men because she couldn't get love from the first man in her life. And that's why we have this just extremely embarrassing affair that impacts both black men and black women as a collective, because this entire situation right here is embarrassing to all of us black men and black women, because here we have a black woman who is again embarrassing herself, and we have a group of black males who enable her to participate in just embarrassing behavior, and not one man having the morals or values to say, look, I'm not even going to be in this whole place listening to this foolishness. I mean, if a woman makes this kind of proposal to you, you just turn and walk away. I mean, when I was in high school, I used to get girls who would do stuff like this, and I would just have to just shake my head at them. I mean, this just, you have to look at them and think that there's something wrong. I mean, I remember I was 13 years old, had a girl come up to me in the middle of the lunch period and asked me if I wanted to get between the sheets with her in front of a group of people, and I had to decline because my instinct said, hey, there's something wrong with this girl. And usually if somebody's making these kind of proposals, there's definitely something wrong with them, because most women don't want their business out there like that. If they're gonna do stuff with a dude, they take it on the low and they make it between them. They don't come out in front of a group of people and make that kind of statement unless there's something seriously wrong with them. And this woman definitely has something wrong with her that I believe makes her Arkham certified. But I don't know who is more Arkham certified, this modern black woman or the modern black men who enable her, because these dudes, again, yes, she's offering it up to you, but any man is going to say that this whole situation, somebody offering it up to you in front of a camera, in front of a group of people, you got to look at that woman and say, hey, there's something wrong with this chick. And if I sit here and entertain them, I don't know who's crazier, this chick who makes the proposal or me as a dude. And if you're a sane dude and you understand the concept of dignity, the concept of self-respect, the concept of self-worth, the concept of shame, you will understand that if a woman is acting like this, you don't even want to be in the same space as her. You don't want to be in the same vicinity as her, because the people you have company with are a reflection of you. And the whole thing is, I don't want this reflecting on me. So I would want to stay away from someone like this, because someone like this who can, again, make this type of proposal in front of a group of strangers and then present her crotch and her backside to those people, that's not somebody I want to deal with, because somebody here needs help. And if I involve myself with this person, I'm the one who's going to need a therapist, because this person is somebody who needs help. I mean, I figured that out when I was 13 years old, when I got a proposal like that. I said, something's wrong with this person. And I ran into girls like this when I was in high school, and I would always say to myself, there's something wrong with someone who makes these kind of proposals to complete strangers, because usually people, when they want to go out here and be intimate, they do things in private. They keep their business to themselves. But if somebody's coming to you out like this and presenting their genitals to you and their backside to you, yeah, this person is somebody who's Arkham certified and in definite need of a therapist. And if somebody, it puts you in a situation like this, yeah, they would need some therapy too. I mean, only people who have some sort of issue mentally are going to act like this, because this is going to be on the internet forever unless the world power goes out, and everybody's going to see you acting like this. I mean, you would want to think that, hey, if I'm going to put content on the internet, or you want to put content on the internet that reflects positively on you. Unfortunately, in the case of this woman, her self-esteem is so low that she's going out here, got the bar buried deep in the ground, and as related to standards, and is looking to get attention any way possible because she doesn't believe in herself. And again, this is the type of thing that women who are of poor character do, because they don't believe that they have any sort of worth or value, so they go pandering to the lowest common denominator. But as they pander to the lowest common denominator and show that their social worth is about worth less than a $5 food stamp without the book, and I would even go as far as to say worth less than a $20 food stamp without the book, because only a person with a self-esteem that's lower than a $20 food stamp without the book would go out here and propose such a provocative and promiscuous question to a group of men. I mean, I think about that, and again, if your parents were watching this, they'd be shaking their head. And again, I shake my head at this whole situation, because it just shows me how desperate these modern women are for attention. And because they're so desperate, they don't see what they're sacrificing, because no one should ever want to sacrifice their dignity or their self-respect or their self-worth just to get a couple of clicks on a YouTube video or a video at all. That shouldn't be the case as related to things, but here we are with this sad video of this sad modern woman and these sad beta males, and all of them, again, just embarrassing the black community as a collective with their just extremely disturbing behavior. I mean, this behavior is downright disturbing to watch, and just downright disturbing overall. I mean, this entire video, I guess, just absolutely disgusting, and it shows me what David Carroll was talking about a long time ago when he talked about the old African proverb where he said a race can rise no higher than the moral position of its women, and as the woman goes, so goes the race. And with this type of modern woman, we have no moral position, and the race is basically going straight into the ground, because if you've got women like this and they are going to be teaching children, then our children are just definitely lost. Because if this is the future of the modern black woman, then the modern black woman will possibly be a permanent resident of Bus Downtown. Now, if you want to learn why women like this behave in such a dysfunctional fashion, you can pick up my book, The Woman Crisis, on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find The Woman Crisis at other online booksellers like Draft to Digital, Smashwords, the iBookstore, Google Play, and you can find it in paperback at retailers like Barnes & Noble, Walmart, and Target. And if you want to learn why so many of these modern women like this will be single for the rest of their lives because they have been taught a dysfunctional pattern and paradigm of failure, you can pick up my book, Why 70% of Black Women Are Single, to learn why women like this will be single for the rest of their lives and what's leading them down a road to a paradigm of failure, which they cannot find any success with a relationship with a man. That's all and if you want to see me make more videos like this, you can send a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Coming to paperback and e-readers, Esteem Horror in the Hamptons. The aspiring angel tries to escape a house of horrors in this all-new Esteem series adventure. Pre-order your copy of Esteem Horror in the Hamptons in digital format at Amazon.com, Google Play, Draft to Digital, and other digital booksellers, or pick up your paperback copy on May 24th. Coming to paperback and e-readers, John Haynes, Illuminati. The man who rules the world takes on the head of the global elite in this action-packed, all-new John Haynes series adventure. Pre-order your copy of John Haynes' Illuminati on Amazon.com and online booksellers everywhere. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.